Imagine this. It's a chilly November evening in 1971. A Boeing 727 slices through the twilight sky over the Pacific Northwest. At the back of the plane, a man in seat 18E lights a cigarette. His name, he tells the flight attendant, is Dan Cooper. In his briefcase lies a bomb. This is the story of D.B. Cooper, a man who pulled off one of the most audacious heists in history and vanished into thin air. Who was D.B. Cooper? The answer remains elusive. The name he gave was likely an alias. Some believe he was a seasoned skydiver, others a cunning opportunist. He paid for his ticket in cash, a hint of the anonymity he craved. Little did the unsuspecting passengers know that the man in seat 18E was about to orchestrate a crime etched in aviation history. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 was a routine hop from Portland to Seattle. Passengers settled into their seats, unaware of the drama about to unfold. In the cockpit, Captain William Scott and First Officer William Raditzak went through their pre-flight checks. Meanwhile, D.B. Cooper sat calmly in seat 18E, a briefcase at his feet. The plane climbed through the darkening sky, and Cooper knew the moment was approaching. As the flight attendants began their beverage service, Cooper saw his opportunity. He summoned Florence Schaffner to his seat and slipped her a note, a bomb threat. Cooper's demands were specific: $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. Captain Scott contacted air traffic control, who alerted the FBI. Panic rippled through the Boeing 727 as news of the hijacking spread. Cooper remained calm, his hand never straying far from his briefcase. The flight, originally scheduled to land in Seattle, was now circling over the Portland airport. On the ground, a tense drama unfolded as law enforcement agencies scrambled to respond. The FBI took the lead, working to meet Cooper's demands. Cooper insisted on $200,000 in untraceable bills and 4 parachutes. Negotiators established contact, striving to establish a rapport with the hijacker. After what seemed like an eternity, Cooper's demands were met. The money and parachutes were delivered, and Cooper released the passengers. The plane, now carrying only Cooper and the crew, refueled and took flight again. At approximately 8:13 p.m., somewhere over southwest Washington State, Cooper made his move. He lowered the aft stairs, stepped into the night, and vanished into thin air. The Boeing 727 touched down in Reno, Nevada, marking the end of the hijacking. The FBI launched a massive manhunt, their efforts spanning multiple states. They meticulously combed the flight path, interviewed witnesses, and analyzed evidence. Despite their efforts, Cooper had vanished without a trace. As weeks turned into months, the initial flurry of activity subsided. The FBI remained dedicated, hoping for a breakthrough. The money remained missing, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. Cooper became a phantom, his story told and retold, a testament to the enduring power of mystery. In the absence of concrete evidence, theories about D.B. Cooper's true identity flourished. Some believed he was a seasoned skydiver, others a lucky amateur. In 1980, a young boy found decaying $20 bills along the Columbia River. The discovery matched the ransom bills, but deepened the mystery. Had Cooper stashed the money, or was it a red herring? The legend of D.B. Cooper lived on. Over the years, the FBI investigated hundreds of potential suspects in the D.B. Cooper case, each name a thread in a tapestry of intrigue and speculation. Some suspects were dismissed quickly, their alibis solid, their connections to the case tenuous at best. Others, however, presented more compelling profiles, their backgrounds hinting at the skills and daring necessary to pull off such an audacious crime. One such individual was Richard Floyd McCoy Jr., a Vietnam War veteran and skilled skydiver whose name became synonymous with the D.B. Cooper case. In 1972, just months after Cooper's daring escape, McCoy hijacked a United Airlines flight, employing a strikingly similar modus operandi. He, too, demanded a hefty ransom, $500,000, and parachutes, making off with the loot before vanishing into the night. The similarities between the two cases were too striking to ignore, and McCoy quickly became the FBI's prime suspect in the Cooper hijacking. He matched the physical description provided by witnesses, possessed the necessary skydiving skills, and had a history of risk-taking behavior. The evidence, while circumstantial, seemed to point towards McCoy as the man behind the D.B. Cooper persona. McCoy, however, maintained his innocence in the Cooper case, despite being convicted for the United Airlines hijacking. He escaped from prison in 1974, only to be killed in a shootout with FBI agents a few months later. With his death, the question of his involvement in the Cooper case remained unanswered, a tantalizing mystery that continued to haunt investigators. The parallels between the D.B. Cooper and Richard McCoy cases were uncanny, fueling speculation that the two hijackings were the work of the same audacious criminal. Both men exhibited a calm demeanor under pressure, a meticulous attention to detail, and a daring that bordered on reckless suicide. Their methods were strikingly similar, their demands specific, their escapes seemingly effortless. McCoy, a decorated Green Beret with extensive experience in parachute rigging and jumping, possessed the skills and knowledge necessary to pull off both hijackings. He was no stranger to risk, having served multiple tours in Vietnam and engaged in dangerous hobbies such as skydiving and motorcycle racing. His background, combined with the chilling similarities between the two crimes, made him a compelling suspect in the eyes of many investigators. Despite the compelling evidence, however, doubts lingered. Some witnesses from the Cooper hijacking failed to positively identify McCoy as the perpetrator, their memories clouded by time and the trauma of the event. Moreover, McCoy's family and friends vehemently maintained his innocence, claiming he was not in the Pacific Northwest at the time of the Cooper hijacking. The debate over McCoy's involvement in the Cooper case continued even after his death, with some investigators remaining convinced of his guilt, while others argued that the similarities between the two cases were merely coincidental. The truth, shrouded in a fog of speculation and conjecture, remained elusive, a testament to the enduring mystery of D.B. Cooper. While Richard McCoy remained a person of interest in the D.B. Cooper case, the FBI's investigation encompassed a wide range of other potential suspects, each with their own unique story and connection to the hijacking. The list included career criminals, disgruntled employees, and even a few eccentric individuals who sought notoriety by claiming to be the elusive skyjacker. One intriguing suspect was Dwayne Weber, a man with a history of petty crime and a penchant for tall tales. On his deathbed in 1995, Weber confessed to his wife that he was D.B. Cooper, providing details about the hijacking that only the perpetrator could have known. He even claimed to have hidden a portion of the ransom money, leading investigators on a wild goose chase that ultimately proved fruitless. Another suspect, Kenneth Christensen, a former paratrooper with a history of mental instability, emerged as a potential candidate after his brother provided compelling, albeit circumstantial, evidence to the FBI. Christensen, who bore a striking resemblance to the composite sketch of Cooper, had access to parachutes and had made cryptic remarks about the case over the years. Despite the intriguing leads, however, the evidence against Christensen remained largely circumstantial, failing to definitively link him to the crime. The D.B. Cooper case, it seemed, was a magnet for speculation, drawing in a cast of characters whose lives intersected with the hijacking in ways both profound and mundane. Each suspect, whether a seasoned criminal or an attention-seeking fantasist, added a new layer to the enigma, making the search for the truth a labyrinthine pursuit with no guaranteed end. Despite decades of investigation, the D.B. Cooper case remains one of the most enduring mysteries in modern history. The question of Cooper's true identity and fate continues to captivate and confound. The lack of definitive answers has solidified his place in American folklore. The passage of time has only deepened the mystery. Witnesses have passed away and memories have faded. The money remains largely unaccounted for. The discovery of bills along the Columbia River only raised more questions. The FBI suspended their investigation in 2016, and the decision disappointed many who hoped to see the mystery resolved. The case files remain open, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. The lack of closure fuels speculation and keeps the spirit of D.B. Cooper alive. Books, documentaries, and forums continue to dissect every detail of the case. The mystery has taken on a life of its own, capturing imaginations of generations. The D.B. Cooper case exists in a realm beyond conventional explanation. It's a vortex of speculation where fact and fiction intertwine. Cooper has become a blank slate for theories and interpretations. Some view him as a folk hero, a modern-day Robin Hood who challenged the system. Others see him as a ruthless criminal. The ambiguity of his character fuels endless debate. The D.B. Cooper case is a reminder that some mysteries defy easy answers. His story is a puzzle that may never be fully solved. The legend of D.B. Cooper will continue to soar. The saga of D.B. Cooper, a tale spun from audacity and mystery, continues to captivate the world decades after that fateful flight. The absence of a definitive answer to the question, who was D.B. Cooper, has cemented his place in American folklore. He is a ghost story whispered in aviation history, a cipher onto whom we project our fascination with daring heists and cunning criminals. His story has seeped into popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and documentaries. Was he a folk hero, a brilliant criminal mastermind, or simply a desperate man driven to a desperate act? The answer, much like Cooper himself, remains elusive, forever lost in the swirling mists of speculation. The case of D.B. Cooper serves as a potent reminder that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. So the next time you find yourself gazing out the window of an airplane, remember the man who once dared to leap from those heights, disappearing into legend.